It looks like you lifted a little bit for that event, Justin. Your arms look a little bit bigger. You know, it just looks like you're bigger than Kevin Nash at one point, and that's pretty amazing to do because I mean, diesel power. You know, that's how you start the engine of Justin LaBar. I mean, from what I've heard, that's what people have been telling me down here. The buzz has trickled all the way down to the beach. I was at Broadway at the beach, and they were talking about Justin LaBar's goatee and how much him and Kevin Nash looked alike. It was shocking. Wow. Yep. I think the last minute has to be Rey Mysterio and The Miz, two guys that are extremely marketable. You have The Miz, who is, you know, the must-see champion. Everybody knows what his status is in the company. And then you have Rey Mysterio. I mean, these guys have been kind of feuding back and forth. I was shocked to see the graphics saying The Miz versus Rey Mysterio on Raw, and then you had him interrupt, and then he faced a match with Kofi Kingston. So that shows you that they might throw this together. It upsets me how they're doing these mid-card matches, and they're not even recognizing them or even kind of explaining which match is going to be where. But aside from Riley Ziggler, I think that's the most likely match is Rey Mysterio and The Miz, just because of the two big names that they are already on the marquee. Hands down, Beth Phoenix wins this title. You can tell that they're trying to resurrect what left they have with the WWE Divas division. And what better way to do it than with Beth Phoenix, Justin? Beth Phoenix is a dominant, powerful diva, the best in-ring diva that they have. So you gotta go with Beth Phoenix over Kelly Kelly. It would make no sense if she didn't win. I want Sheamus to win, Justin. I think he should win. I think you need to build him up as a very dominant face. You've done for months Mark Henry, you know, being built up by beating the Big Show, by beating Kane. So he looks powerful. He looks like a heel right now that is on the verge of breaking out. But if he loses SummerSlam, he takes a step back. But if Sheamus loses as a face, he loses a lot of steam switching roles. So which one's more important? I'm going to go with, they need to have Mark Henry win this match. Shockingly enough, I think they still need to continue to build him up. And you have the Randy Orton, you know, hopefully going to be a world champion. We'll talk about that in a minute here. But you have him, you have Sheamus, you have guys who have already, are faces right now that have already been world champions. Mark Henry really hasn't had that opportunity yet. So I think Mark Henry, unfortunately, is going to win this match and just show to continue his dominance. They seem like they're not going to drop the ball with him this time, 10 years later. Yeah. Or what you can have is Big Show and Kane somehow interfere, not necessarily in the match, but maybe come down the ramp looking for revenge, and Sheamus does a clean win there somehow. That could also be, you know, and you don't make Henry look that weak because, quote unquote, he's distracted, so you can play that off and then get a rematch with Sheamus. I think Randy Orton is going to win this match because of what my prediction is going to be in the next match. But this is SummerSlam. There's a reason it's no holds barred. There's a reason why these guys have been feuding for so long. We've talked about it for months that Christian isn't the main guy. Christian is, kind of a transitional champion that you see every summer get an opportunity. I'm not saying he has failed with this opportunity, but I do think Randy Orton needs to win this match. You got to get the face of SmackDown, the guy who is carrying your brand popularity-wise, and guy that is selling those tickets, merchandise, T-shirts, everything, and that's Randy Orton. SummerSlam's the second biggest event of the year. So aside from the #1 match, the second biggest star on that card is Randy Orton. He has to walk away with the World Championship. My theory is CM Punk wins the undisputed, whatever you want to call it, championship. He walks away Los Angeles the world champion for a few reasons. It's way too early for John Cena to have the championship and hold it all the way until WrestleMania, because I am still a firm believer that he will have the title against The Rock in Miami. I think you need to have that belt on there to make it even bigger. The biggest match in the past 20 years needs to have that championship belt on there, especially when people want to see The Rock back full time. So I think CM Punk wins at SummerSlam. I think CM Punk holds the title until Survivor Series, until we see The Rock at Madison Square Garden at Survivor Series. You'll see a rematch a couple more times between these guys, a couple indecisive finishes, but I do think at Survivor Series, Cena will win the title back, and then you go November, December, January, February, March, that 5-6 months. I just think it's still 2 months too early for John Cena to walk away as the champion. CM Punk needs to hold the title on for much longer and keep his steam going as well.
Minutes long. Can we stop and do a new one?
Yeah, not at all. Well, I agree with you, Justin. I was just going to say, we've heard so many times that he's going to change heel. So, the one thing that I will say, I understand your theory, but you know what? I'll go out on a limb this year. Since you made a fool of yourself last year, John Cena's not turning heel at SummerSlam. He's not going full-fledged here. We will not see a heel John Cena at the end of SummerSlam. That's my bold prediction. And, maybe we will see Daniel Bryan as well on a different note, but I just don't think it's the time yet. For John Cena, people always want to see that heel turn. I still don't think it's the time. Will there ever be a time? I think the time might have passed. interesting to see which way they go. They can go any way they want. It just, what are they going to please the fans, or are they going to try to please business? That's the question. You're welcome, Justin, and it is your pleasure, by the way, to see me in this nice blue shirt, the unbuttonness. I'm tan. I'm getting real zacked as well. So we'll see you on Sunday. I'll be looking a lot different.